What is going on, everybody? How are we all doing? And welcome back today to the original Road to Glory on FIFA 17, and today is episode number 43. And if you don't know how we got on in Foot Champions last weekend, if you don't follow me on Twitter, which is where I put everything really to do with the Road to Glory, you should do that first and foremost at Nidge Plays. But you are in for a roller coaster of emotions in today's episode, because what you're going to be seeing in the background are the 5 final games of our Foot Champions weekend. You may have noticed at the start we were on 22 wins, so to get Gold 1, which would equal our best ever Foot Champions weekend return on the Road to Glory, we needed 3 wins out of 5 games, which is doable, but very much not easy, if that makes sense. So it was tension. There was so much going on. I was panicking. I was enjoying the team so much. Just everything was going on in these last 5 games. Like I say, a roller coaster of emotions. And then at the end of it all as well, you're going to see the marquee matchups that came out yesterday, where we actually managed to torn between pull and pack there. We managed to pull ourselves a walkout, which was absolutely insane. So if you do enjoy this episode, make sure to leave a big thumbs up on the video. Always appreciate the support on this series. But yeah, the footage at this point is flying around in the background. You can see we are currently 1-1 in the first game of this episode, and there's a few things that I want to cover while this footage is going on. And I'm going to try and talk about the footage at some points when key things are happening, but I also want to discuss a couple of things. Firstly, the team that we've been using. Secondly, team of the season being just around the corner. And thirdly, how we're going to be preparing for team of the season, basically. So 2 things I suppose I could really say. But I'm going to start off with the team. You would have seen it last time out on the previous episode. I am absolutely loving it. It's probably the strongest I think this team has ever been on this Road to Glory. I think the defence is absolutely insane. I'd highly recommend. I spoke about Sirigu last time with his birthday card. He has been exceptional for me. I'm loving the Foot birthday Abade. Sergio Ramos, it's the first time I've used him this year, and he has been absolutely outstanding. Usually, I am not a fan of defenders with high medium work rates, particularly in centre back, but Sergio Ramos is just an exception to that role. He's awesome. The only weakness I feel in the team right now is the fact that we've got Schneiderlin in there, who we need basically, because he's a perfect link for Martial at striker. And unless we can afford Pogba, which we can't right now, then we have to use Schneiderlin. But I think in future, I'm going to sub off Schneiderlin straight away from the kickoff and sub on like the Guardado, the second inform or inform that we pulled the other day. Perhaps the Red Janusovic, who we've been using as a sub quad slot. Maybe we'll use him a lot from the start instead. But yeah, it was just a crazy, crazy weekend league. Like I said, the best we've ever got is 25 wins. And I think, although we were 1 shy, I mean, you can see we lost that game 3-2. We had chances to win it as well, particularly when we went 1-0 up. There were some incredible saves from Suarez free kicks. But yeah, I think when you bear in mind we were only 1 win away from our best ever return on this account, I think this team is much, much stronger than the team that we had when we did 25 wins before. And I think with taking off Schneiderlin from the start, which I'm going to do in future, I think it is really going to help us kick on with this team, fingers crossed. Because I don't intend on changing it too much, just because I'm enjoying it so much. But in the background again, you're seeing we were 1-0 up in this game. We had an excellent, excellent start, but this guy, you saw his team, Ronaldo there just leaping above. I think that was Sergio Ramos to nod in. And when someone's got that inform striker Ronaldo, you always know you're going to be in for a tough time. But what I want to talk about is the way I approached Foot Champions this weekend, because I tried to do it in a better mental, with a better mental attitude, basically, is the best way I can describe it. And what I mean by that is, when I play FIFA, there's a few things that always seem to happen to me that cost me games, and they're the things that I was trying to eradicate. Now, the first thing is conceding early goals. You'll have to let me know in the comment section if these things apply to you, or if it's just me, but I feel like I always concede early goals time and time and time again. So I've been trying to manage the first 10 minutes of a game really well. The 45th minute and the 90th minute are times that I often consider. I know a lot of people suffer with that as well, so I've been trying to manage those parts of the game really well. And also, if I score, I'm trying to make sure that I keep the ball quite off the next 5 minutes after the goal, because I think whenever there's a kick-off situation on the game, whether it's kicking off the first half, kicking off the second half, or just the end of a half, or if it's after you've scored a goal or after you've conceded a goal, there just seems to be more things happening though that 5-minute period, whether it's a goal, whether it's stupid red card, stuff like that. That 5-minute period after a kick-off just seems to be a crazy, crazy period in matches for me. So I'm trying to see out those games better when I'm winning. For example, if I've been 2-0 up in a game, I've been going on ultra defensive to try and not throw it away. I'm basically just trying to be a bit more sensible with the way I've been playing, and I think that paid off this weekend. I know we didn't equal our best, but we did very, very nearly match it, and I think, like I say, in future, it's only going to get better. But you're now going to see the third game, the last game you saw. I think, I'm trying to keep up with this at the same time, the last game you saw, we actually won. I think the guy rage quit, if I remember correctly. Bora scored a goal and he rage quit. This time, Anthony Martial puts us 1-0 up, and that red Martial, I've got to say, when we got him, I was excited, I was hyped, I thought it was a good pull, but I would never have imagined how much of an influential player he would be for us, because our front three of Red Martial, the SBC El Shaarawy and the SBC Suarez are just untouchable at times. I've got to the point where I've used them so much that I think I know them inside out. Like, for example, I know that Martial is the king of low drivens. I know that when I'm in goal, on goal with El Shaarawy, finessing is the way to go, and Suarez just any kind of shot with that Suarez just seems to nestle in the back of the net for me. He's unreal, his shooting is. So I feel like I know the team inside out, and that is really, really helping us. But the team you are seeing in the background now, it was our penultimate game, and at this stage we needed one win from 2 games to get the 25th win to equal our best ever weekend. And we firstly came up against this amazing team, and this was an incredibly close game. You're going to see here we take the lead with an incredibly scrappy goal through Daniele De Rossi, who just actually just poached it home after a mess in the box basically. But that would not be the end of the story. You will see this guy's having some chances. I'm going to show you some clips. You'll have seen some clips before this anyway, of Sirigu just doing amazing things in goal. Honestly, he's unreal. You can still get him for 15k, and I think he's still one of the best La Liga goalkeepers I've used this year. In fact, one of the best keepers full stop I've used this year. And this guy equalises, and I was really frustrated with the goal, because although it was a close game, I was keeping him at arm's length. I was defending well, seeing out the game. Like I said, something I've been working on. He's just defending well, holding on to leads. But he takes the throw in. We get a foot on it. The defenders fell over each other, and that allowed him to equalise. And from that moment on, he just bossed the game, to be honest. And he went on to win it 3-1, meaning that to get goal 1, it went down to the very, very last game of the weekend league, the 40th game. And you just see the team that we come up against, lads. It is absolutely ridiculous. He's got red 90 Griezmann. He has got striker in form Ronaldo. He's got red 87 Casemiro. He's got in form Neymar. He's got Team of the Year Marcelo in there as well. And in this game, we actually take a 1-0 lead. El Shaarawy puts us in front, and I am not joking. We controlled this game so well. Bearing in mind the pressure that I felt I was on in this game. We hit the post there, really unlucky not to double the lead. Bearing in mind the pressure I felt we were on in this game to get that 25th win, I was ecstatic with how we played. However, this guy had one shot at half time. Then this happened. The pitch just opened up for Ronaldo. I knew I had to try and stop him somehow. I didn't mark the pass to Team of the Year Cruz properly. And he slotted down to take it to extra time. You can see the stats. He had one shot, in the whole game. In 90 minutes, he'd had one shot. We hadn't had many, but we had controlled the game, and that took it to extra time, where, to be completely honest, you're going to see the subs that we make here. These are the subs I was regularly making, and the subs that I'm going to make probably earlier on in games in future. But you're going to see we have a golden chance to win this game in extra time, where not a lot happened apart from this one moment where I'll get a chance with El Shaarawy, and I was mentioning just how when I'm in goal with El Shaarawy in on goal, finesse is the key, and I bottle it and do a low driven out of habit, and we drag it wide, and that was really the only thing that happened in extra time. So to get our 25th win went all the way down to penalties in the 40th game, and what an incredible shootout this is going to be. But while that's going on, I want to talk about team of the season preparation as well. You can see the penalties going on while I'm discussing this, the tension and everything, but I think at this point going forward now, I'm going to save every single pack that I get for Team of the Season. It's something that I wanted to do from this week's marquee matchups, but I just couldn't hold off opening the packs because I freaking love opening packs. But yeah, we're going to hold on to every pack that we can at this point to try and pack ourselves a Team of the Season when that time comes around, and also hopefully still keep us in a strong position on the account. Because like I say, I'm really enjoying the team that we got right now anyway. We don't particularly need to go out and buy anyone. We're still going to be earning coins from FUT Champions, hopefully. When we get monthly rewards, I'll be opening them, obviously, but things like the rare mega packs that we're going to get from the weekly rewards, I'm not going to be touching them. Any future packs from marquee matchups or other SBCs, I'm not going to be touching them either. Like I say, we're going to be saving everything that we can now for the Team of the Season. So hopefully that will pay off in the long run, although I know there's not going to be really many packs open on this account from now on, obviously. But Suarez, a man that is so influential for us, misses a penalty in sudden death, and this guy tucks it away to the left, meaning we finish in goal 2 for the weekend league. For this weekend, like I say, I was absolutely devastated, but I am still super happy with the way this team played, our team's performance on the whole for the weekend league, the way I played myself. I know I bottled it at the end there, but I was really happy with the way I played this weekend league. I think it's some of the best FIFA I've played during weekend league times this year, and like I said, I think if we keep on going in this direction, it can only get better. And I think swapping out Schneiderlin from the start for either Junusovic or Guardado or someone if we choose to buy can only improve the team, if that makes sense. Forgive me, the camera's just quickly gone off there, just got to restart that again. But Now you're going to see the marquee matchups. Like I say, I did open these packs. I just couldn't resist because, like I say, I love opening packs. But it paid off really because we got a walkout, like I already mentioned. And from now on, we're going to be saving all these for Team of the Season, which is now only around a month away. And hopefully we can pack ourselves a nice first owner blue card. And like I said, there's just more value in the packs then anyway. But the first pack that we're going to open up as we start to round off this episode now is going to be a pretty poor one. Actually, we get in fact, no, this is actually okay because we got Mandzukic and Juventus was one of the marquee matchups, so we sold for a little bit more than they usually would, but still not a lot. But as these packs are opening up, like I said, this is going to be the end of the episode. Like I said at the start, leave a big thumbs up if you did enjoy. Let me know how you got on in the weekend league. Let me know your thoughts on our run then, what you're thinking of the team and how it's getting on. And like I say, hopefully next week we can challenge for Gold 1. We are well on course to get Gold 1 monthly, which is absolutely fantastic. So hopefully we'll be getting 5 red cards come the end of the month, as long as I can keep this going and nothing comes up too crucial over the weekends. But the pack that you're seeing in the background now is the one before the walkout, where we get Cassano, a player that used to be an absolute beast on FIFA back in the day, but has got no pace at all now. And as we go on to the next pack in just a second, you'll see that freeze. It really surprised me actually, because we have not had many walkouts on this account all year, and we've had a couple in quick succession recently. We had the Czech walkout, we've had this walkout here. I was hyped for it. It turns out to only be, and I say only, I'm still not too displeased because it's a walkout from marquee matchups, Gianluigi Buffon, who we managed to sell on for 18k, gave us some more coins. And like I said, if we want to buy some other people for the team, we can. We're not relying on packs anymore. The count, the club is in the best position it's ever been, and I'm just super enjoying it and super looking forward to going again next weekend league. But this is going to round up the video, lads. Like I say, if you did enjoy, leave a big thumbs up. I will speak to you all in tomorrow's video, which is of course going to be a play review from the brand new team of the week. So I'll catch you all there, lads. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Enjoy the Champions League. Speak to you tomorrow. Nidge out.
Yo, he's Nidge, plays with big games and player reviews are getting insane. He entertains while he elevates, his video quality resonates. On career mode, he got lots of vids uploading off and he's rocking it. He's got the confidence in all his commentaries. Videos range, they often vary. Got need for speed and a road to glory. Just watching vids and you know the story. The content is underrated, I'm understating, so don't ignore the